and welcome back to Random Talk with NG. This is the second episode on the theme Living in the Moment, and today we'll be discussing creating meaningful memories. My name is Ngozi Obiefuna, and I'll crave your indulgence that you follow me through this journey as it promises to be enlightening. What are meaningful memories? I believe that meaningful memories are those that we cherish, the ones we love, the ones that inspire us, the ones that we remember for a very long time. It makes us smile, it makes us laugh, it makes us cry. It helps to shape our identity, our values, and our sense of purpose, and they connect us with ourselves, with others, and with the world. So let's think about it. How many times have you been to a beach, mesmerized by the waves, only to find yourself distracted by your phone? Or you're at a family gathering, sharing stories, listening to people, laughing with your siblings and family, but your mind keeps drifting to work every now and then. Sounds familiar, right? Well, that's me sometimes. So, how can we create meaningful memories when we find ourselves worrying about the past, pondering about the past, and worrying about the future? All we have to do is to live in the moment. It's more about enriching our lives and truly experiencing them, because at that point we've come to realize that every moment is fleeting and it holds the potential for a meaningful memory, a connection, or a spark of joy. For me, it means us appreciating what we have right now and being fully aware of our surroundings, of our environment, engaged fully with the present and enjoying the simple pleasures of life. Being mindful of our thoughts, our feelings, sensations, and surroundings, and to accept them without judgment. It's often said that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and the very first day I heard that quote, I made up my mind to become a person who loves to take pictures, just so that when I think about them, I'm able to relive that particular memory, even if it's for a short while. And I went on to be tagged Selfie Queen because I loved to take selfies everywhere I found myself. Even though I don't do so much of that now, but I hope to resume later in the future. So for me, when I see a picture of an event I attended, be it a wedding, a work event, a social event, and maybe I see a picture or a video, I'm able to relive that moment, even if it's for a short while. I remember one time I went to the beach with my siblings, and it was one beautiful memory that I still have etched in my brain, because we took loads of pictures, we had amazing things to eat and drink, the conversations, reliving our childhood memories, and I do not think I'm going to forget that event in a long, long time. So why does living in the moment help us create more meaningful memories, you would ask? Well, there are several reasons, and for one thing, living in the moment can make us more attentive and observant, which can help us notice and appreciate the beauty and wonder of life. For example, when we watch a sunset, listen to a song, or smell a flower, we can immerse ourselves in the experience and every other details. Living in the moment can also make us more creative and adventurous, which can help us discover and explore new things. I once had this friend who would always say, when we hang out, we're not going to restaurants, we're not going to eateries, we're going to parks, we take walks in the parks, we go for picnics. These are beautiful memories, and when these pictures or short videos pop up on my phone, I'm able to smile and be grateful for such moments. When we travel, learn, or play, we can open ourselves to new possibilities and challenges and have fun along the way. I recently viewed my friend's status, and I could see how she was having fun in Italy at the moment. And I could only smile because she's actually creating more meaningful memories for herself, where she would look back and smile at how amazing her group trip went. Living in the moment can also make us more emotional and expressive, which can help us share and communicate our feelings. When we love, when we cry, when we laugh, we can be honest and authentic with ourselves and create deeper bonds and connections. You would want to say memories can be painful at times, and yes, I totally get you. But what you have to do is to appreciate that particular memory, which may not be so sweet. Sometimes an event comes to mind, and maybe it's the people or the places or persons it's associated with. You just have to be grateful for that moment and remember the good parts that the memory came with. That is not to say that negative things do not happen or negative memories do not pop up. As the famous quote by Eleanor Roosevelt says, the purpose of life is to live it, to taste the experience to the utmost, to reach out regularly and without fear for newer and richer experience. So you may also be wondering, how do we create more meaningful memories with our dwindling economies, depending on where you are and our lives in this fast-paced world? And I'm going to share a few tips to get you started. First, I would suggest you engage your senses. You need to pay attention to the sights, sounds, smells, tastes, and textures around you. You need to take a deep breath, feel the sun on your skin, listen to the birds chirping. When you actively engage your sense, you become more present. And I'm going to recount some beautiful memories that I had when I went to the beach. As I mentioned, I engaged all my senses, and that is why that is one beautiful memory I have. Another beautiful memory I have is when I took some paid time off work to distress as I was feeling overwhelmed with work. And this friend of mine, Ola, took me to go have an amazing dish, pounded yam and banga soup. It was freshly made. It was so beautiful. After that, we went to see a movie. We had conversations that were not around work. And I tell you that that is one beautiful, meaningful memory that I am not going to forget in a while. So whenever I see the picture of that well-made pounded yam and banga soup pop up on my phone, I'm able to say a prayer for my friend Ola, because I'm not sure he knows how much he helped me overcome that feeling of being overwhelmed with work. I remember when I have conversations with my siblings or my parents, or I even sit back and have conversations with myself, and then random memories just pop up of when my mom would try to give us some gist about how she met my dad and give us some story in the 80s, or when she would want to be really dramatic and try to show us some things and just make us laugh. These are memories which, when we bring up during our family time or during our group calls, we just laugh over them, and we are truly grateful to have experienced such memories and have it in us. I remember one time we were relocating, and I was supposed to go to school the following day and take pictures with my schoolmates as I was changing schools at the time. Sadly, I didn't get to go to school the following day, and I didn't take any picture, but I think I can remember the goodbyes that we said the day before when I first announced to them and my class teacher that, I'm changing schools and I am relocating. What later happened was my schoolmates wrote letters to me, because letters were a thing at that time. My schoolmates wrote letters to me. We exchanged letters for a couple of times, and then social media came up. There was Facebook, and we all reconnected virtually. A few examples of meaningful memories I would also love to share, because it's not necessarily when you go out. Sometimes within the confines of your room, you find yourself reliving the memories, the conversations we had with your dear friends. I know conversations I have with Nello or Ijoma or Rachel, Ayo, Chubi, or Lad. These are just beautiful indoor memories that I cherish greatly. Phone call conversations with my family members, having these gist-filled sessions, even though they are all at different locations. The list is long, but these memories are those that I cherish so dearly. I also cannot forget when it was the COVID era, and then because I was dealing with adjusting to something that seemed to be like the new way of life at that moment, I took to learning new recipes, trying out various dishes, baking randomly. And when those pictures pop up on my phone, I am just truly grateful for that time. Sometimes meaningful memories just happen spontaneously. So I remember one beautiful evening in 2021 after I had finished baking for my best friend and my sister visiting at that point. We just had a spontaneous dance session for about 20-30 minutes, and whenever that picture pops up on my phone, I just smile and I'm like, wow, good times. Those are great times. And I'm really grateful for those times. So, one of the tips I would also love to share would be put down your phone. So, I know it's tough to put down your phone, but you need to be present with the people and experiences around you without the distraction of digital devices. You would recount that the memories of the wholesome conversations you ever had were when you were not distracted, when you focused on the people you were with at that time. Next, we have to practice gratitude. Take a moment each day to appreciate the little things. This simple act can shift your focus from anxieties to the beauty of the present. If you struggle with gratitude, like I used to at some point, then you need to get a gratitude journal, get a notepad and document things you're grateful for, and never fail to express your gratitude to those who matter. You need to tell them. I always tell those that matter to me. I always say thank you. I always say I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that. So, speaking of gratitude, I would love to express my gratitude and dedicate this particular episode to my friend Justin Mary, who brought up this topic as a suggestion and encouraged me to speak about it. The last tip I would love to share today is be mindful. You need to go on ahead and be mindful. Meditation, mindfulness exercises, or simply focusing on your breath for a few minutes can help you anchor yourself in the moment. And that's all for today's episode on Random Talks with NG. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please leave a comment, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my podcast. Thank you for listening. And until next time, do make sure that you go on ahead to create meaningful memories, especially with the ones you love, because you won't have them around forever. Stay present and create that amazing memory today. Cheers.